Hello students, today we are going to continue with the same topic that we began in the last class, that is tenses. And I told you that this is the most important part of grammar, and we had already completed the present tense and I had sent the exercise. Hope you all have done it. So now we'll proceed further with the past tense. Now what is past tense? As we discussed in the very beginning, that past tense expresses an action or situation that was started and finished in the past are defined as or called as past tense. So now we will start with the first kind of the past tense or first classification of the past tense, that is past indefinite or simple past tense. Now, what is simple past or past indefinite tense? This tense indicates that the action described in a sentence had happened before and is not a current happening. Example, you can say he bought a pair of shoes yesterday. So here the time signifies that yesterday the shoes were bought. He bought the shoes yesterday. Now we'll move on and see that how this tense is used, in what ways it is used. So this tense is used to indicate an action that happened in the past and to report the completed actions. It is used often in recounts and narratives. That is, this tense is used mostly in the reported speech. When you have to report the action to someone else, then we use this tense. So now for example, you can see we closed the shop at 8 p.m. Another example, she met me last year. Now another, it is also used, this past indefinite tense is also used to indicate the past habits or repeated events that are now over. For example, I always rode a bike to school when I was young. Another example, in those days my mother gave me pocket money every day. So it defines the custom or the habit of the past which has no trace of continuation in the present time. Or we can say that this tense is also used without an adverb of time, and in such cases the time may be either implied or indicated by the context. For example, I learnt Punjabi in Chandigarh, and this tense is also used to indicate another action which happened in the middle of a longer action. Example, the light went out while I was watching my favorite TV serial. And it is also used to express an action which lasted for a period of time in the past. Example, he worked in that office for 4 years. Or another example, she lived in Delhi for a long time. Now let's move on to the various kinds of sentences, and now we'll study the rules of this tense in the various kinds of sentences. First is affirmative, or we also call them as positive sentences. So the rule is subject plus second form of verb plus object. Example, I played, and for negative we add did not. So the rule is subject plus did not plus first form of verb plus object. As with did, we always use the first form of verb. Example, I did not play. And then the interrogative. What is the rule for the interrogative sentences? Did plus subject plus first form of verb plus the object. Example, did I play? Now the negative interrogative, the rule is did plus subject plus not plus first form of verb plus the object and the question mark. Example, did I not play? So now same with the plural subject, we played. Negative will be we did not play. Interrogative will be did we play? And negative interrogative will be did we not play? Now for the second person, you played. Negative, you did not play. Interrogative, did you play? And negative interrogative, did you not play? Then for the third person as a subject, he, she, it played. For example, he played, she played, or it played. For negative, he did not play, she did not play, it did not play. For interrogative, did he play? Did she play? Did it play? And for negative interrogative, did he not play? Did she not play? Did it not play? So now let's move on to the second form of this past tense, that is past continuous, which is also called as past progressive. So we can say that it is a tense which is used to show that an ongoing past action was happening at a specific moment of interruption, or that two ongoing actions were happening at the same time. Now let's see that how this tense is used. So this tense is used in the following ways. Example, it is used to indicate an action that was happening at some point of time in the past. The time of the action may or may not be indicated. Example, we were watching TV the whole evening. And secondly, this tense is also used with always, continually, with these words, etc., for persistent habits in the past. Example, he was always sulking. Or we can say that it is also used for an action that was going on during a given period or at a period of time in the past. Example, while Rohan was filling in the hole, his dog was digging another. Or we can say that this tense is also used to express an often repeated or undesirable past action, that is, she was always taunting him, or he was always coming at an odd hours. Then it is also used to express two or more actions in progress at the same time. Example, while I was doing my homework, my brother was playing outside. Or you can say the students were talking when the teacher was writing on the blackboard. Now let's see to the different kinds of sentences and the use of this form of past tense and its rules. For affirmative, the rule is subject plus was plus first form of verb plus ing plus the object. Example, I was playing. Negative will be subject plus was plus not plus first form of verb plus ing plus the object. Example, I was not playing. Then interrogative. The rule is was or were plus subject plus first form of verb plus ing plus the object. Example, was I playing? Or you can say were I playing? Now negative interrogative, the rule is only not will be added in the interrogative rule. Was oblique verb plus subject plus not plus first form of verb, and you will add ing in the first form of verb. Example, were I not playing or was I not playing? Then for the second person, we were playing in affirmative sentence. For negative it will be we were not playing. For interrogative it will be were you playing? And for negative interrogative it will be were you not playing? And for third person, he was playing. For affirmative, she was playing or it was playing. And in negative it will be he was not playing, she was not playing, and it was not playing. And for interrogative it will be was he playing, was she playing, was it playing. And for negative interrogative it will be was he not playing, was she not playing, was it not playing. Now let's move on to past perfect tense. Now what is past perfect tense? The past perfect tense is a verb or a tense which is used to show that an action took place once or many times before another point in the past. Now, or in other words, you can say that past perfect tense is used to refer to actions that took place and were completed in the past. For example, I had written a letter before I went to the post office. So now let's move on to the use of this tense, that in what ways this tense is used or where it is used. So we can say that it is used to indicate an action that was completed before a definite time or before another action that took place in the past. Example, Manish reached here after you had gone. Or another example, the patient had died before the doctor reached the hospital. Then secondly, it is used to indicate desires in the past that have not been fulfilled. Example, I wish I had not wasted my time. Thirdly, it is also used to express those conditions of the past that were impossible to fulfill. Example, if you had questioned him earlier, things would have improved. Now, let's see to the different kinds of sentences and the rule of using this form of past tense. First is for affirmative sentence, the rule is subject plus had plus third form of verb plus the object. Example, I had played. And for negative, the rule is subject plus had plus not plus third form of verb plus object. Example, I had not played. For interrogative, the rule is had plus subject plus third form of verb plus the object and the question mark. Example, had I played? And for negative interrogative, only not will be added in the interrogative sentence. Example, had plus subject plus not plus third form of verb plus the object. Example, had I not played? And for second person, for affirmative sentence, it will be we had played. For negative, it will be we had not played. For interrogative, it will be had we played. And for negative interrogative, it will be had we not played. For second person, you had played. And for negative, you had not played. For interrogative, it will be had you played. And for negative interrogative, it will be had you not played. Next, for third person, he had played or she had played or it had played. For negative, it will be he had not played or she had not played or it had not played. For interrogative it will be had she played, had he played, or had it played. And for negative interrogative it will be had he not played, had she not played, had it not played. Now let's move on to the next kind of tense or next kind of past tense, that is past perfect continuous tense. Now this tense is also known as the past perfect progressive tense, and it is used to show that an action that started in the past continued up until another time in the past. Or in other words, we can say that past perfect continuous tense is used to indicate that a continuing action in the past began before another past action that began or interrupted the first action. Example, we had already been staying in London for 3 years. Now let's move on and see that how it is used. So we can say that this tense is used in the following ways, like it is used to indicate an action which began in the past and continued up to a certain point of time in the past. Example, when we met in Lucknow, she had been studying in City College for 3 years. Another example, at that time, he had been working in the company for 2 months. Or we can say that it is also used to express a repeated action in the past on a continuous action. Example, he had tried many times to phone her, or he had been trying to phone her. So now let's see to the different kinds of sentences and the rule for this tense. For affirmative, the rule is subject plus had plus been plus first form of verb plus since or for plus the object. Example, I had been playing, and you can add since 2 hours. And for negative, it will be subject plus had not plus been plus first form of verb plus ing plus since or for plus the object. Example, I had not been playing for 2 hours. Interrogative, the rule is had plus subject plus been plus first form of verb plus ing plus the plus since or for plus subject. Example, had I been playing. And for negative interrogative, it will be had plus subject plus not plus been plus first form of verb, ing will be added in the first form of verb plus since or for plus the object, and then the question mark. In interrogative and negative interrogative, you will put question mark in after the sentence. So example, had I not been playing. Now when we take the subject as plural, and that too the second person plural, example, we had been playing for affirmative. For negative it will be we had not been playing. For interrogative it will be had we been playing. And for negative interrogative it will be had we not been playing. And for second person, you had been playing in affirmative. In negative, you had not been playing. In interrogative, it will be had you been playing. And for negative interrogative, it will be had you not been playing. Now if we contrast the present perfect with a simple past, then we can say that present perfect tense expresses the completion of an action by now, while the simple past tense expresses an action which happened in a happened at a definite time. Example, I have written an essay, or I wrote an essay yesterday. So, and if we contrast the simple past with past perfect, then we can say that simple past is used to narrate past events in the order they take place. Example, I got up at 5 and studied for 2 hours. After taking a bath, I took breakfast. Then I went to school on my bike. So, or we can say that if, however, the order of events is not allowed in the narrative, the past perfect is used to tell the correct order, and the past perfect is used for the earlier event. Example, before taking breakfast, I had already studied for 2 hours. Or another example, I had taken a bath before I took breakfast. And then we can say that past perfect tense describes an action that completed before some special past moments we have in mind. Example, by the time he arrived, I had completed my work. I hope you all have understood the past tense now. So now we'll move on to future, and that I'll continue in my next class.